Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, private detective.
Hello there. This is Diamond. I have a little office on Broadway at 53rd Street. And if you happen to be in the neighborhood sometime, you might notice a sign on the door. It reads Diamond Detective Agency. Yeah, that's how I make a living, such as it is. I sit at my desk behind that door and wait for someone to come in and hire me. Eventually, trouble works its way into someone's life and gives him a shove in my direction. He tells me about it, and I listen with the attitude of a father confessor. When he's done, I dry my eyes and tell him what I think. What I think really doesn't matter, because it's just a shortcut to $100 a day in expenses. Sure, you can hire a guy for less money, but when I work, it's for a price I figure I'm worth. It's got to be that way because sometimes the work's a little dirty, and I have to swallow a lot of pride. I get mixed up in everything from simple divorce to muscle-bound homicide, and when trouble can't find me a client, it starts working on yours truly, and I wind up in a corner. I guess trouble figured I was just about due for a squeeze play because one night last week, 2 lifers in the state pen started working me into their plans.
What about it, Walsh?
Shut up. Wait until the guards pass. Okay. Drag out the cards like we was playing.
Sure. Is it set for the night?
Yeah. I got the car and everything.
Yeah. We'll head for Florida and get across to Cuba. Oh, well, I'd be glad to get out of this 3 lousy years.
Yeah, I got 8 behind me. I used every minute figuring how I'm going to take care of a guy.
Oh, Walsh, you're not going to start that again? Forget it. Be glad you're getting out. You knock off that guy and you'll never make it to Cuba.
Now, look, I figured this whole thing out. I paid out a lot of dough just to make it come off. And when it does, I'm going to kill an ex-cop. And you're going to help me.
Me?
Yeah. Unless you want to rot here.
Oh, you're out of your mind. If this break comes off, it'll be the neatest trick in years, and you want to louse it up by knocking off some guy on the outside?
You can stay here and rot if you want to. The only way I take you along is you help me to get a guy named Diamond.
Yeah, but you waste a lot of time in New York. You'll have the roads covered by then. Look, just because this Diamond guy knocked off your brother on that bank job,
You see, you bust out of here, it's on my turn. Now make up your mind, it's getting late.
Okay. Give me the layout.
Yeah, what is it, Otis?
We just got a call, Lieutenant. 2 prisoners busted out of Sing Sing, killed 2 guards.
Who are they?
Big time. Bob Wells and Charles Walsh.
Charles Walsh?
Yeah, lifer.
I know. Diamond helped send him up before I took over this department. Otis, get Diamond on the phone.
Diamond?
Yeah, Diamond. Who'd you think I meant? Little Red Riding Hood?
Yeah, Lieutenant. Oh, Diamond, Otis. Bring me my bicarbonate, Otis. Someday I'm going to get good and sore.
What did you say?
Nothing. Nuts.
Now, what's the matter?
His office don't answer.
Give me that phone.
Huh?
We've got to find him before Walsh does. Maybe he's over at Helen Asher's house. All right, Otis, stop standing on one foot. You can leave.
Miss Asher's residence?
Hello, Francis. This is Lieutenant Levinson. Is Diamond there?
Why, no, sir, but Miss Asher expects him. Oh, wait a moment, sir. Here's Miss Asher. It's Lieutenant Levinson for Mr. Diamond, Miss Helen.
Oh, thank you, Francis. Hello, Walt.
How are you, Helen? I was looking for Rick.
Oh, I was just talking to him. He should be here in about 20 minutes. Why?
Will you have him call me right away?
Something wrong?
No, just tell him Tell him an old friend of his is in town, and I have to talk to him about it.
Oh, all right, Walt. I'll tell him.
Thanks, Helen.
It'll be at least 20 minutes. He's walking over from his office.
Okay, Diamond, hold it right there. Start walking over to that sedan.
Don't you know it's not polite to point?
Look, laughing boy, I got a big gun in my pocket.
Well, I'm proud of you. I thought it was a crossbow.
Get moving.
Okay. I'd never seen him before. He was a tall guy with a scar on his chin. He walked me over to the sedan and opened the door. He moved in close and shook me down. He relieved me of my .38 and motioned me into the front seat. I slid in and he started to follow, so I kept one leg out in front of me and kicked him in the face. I couldn't get enough leverage to cool him, but it gave me enough time to get out the other door and start making like a miler. I looked over my shoulder and saw him climb out holding a bloody nose. I knew he wouldn't take a shot unless he got close enough to make it count. So when he started after me, I ducked into the subway. I found a dime and went through the turnstile. A train was getting ready to pull out, so I pushed my way on just as the gonnet came down the stairs. He said he wasn't happy to see me go. He didn't even wave goodbye.
Wait a minute, you! Wait! Oh, nuts. Nose. Away from me. How do they like call like that? Yeah, you and your swell ideas.
What's the matter?
I waited for Diamond outside his office like you said. I started to hustle him in the car and he kicked me in the face.
Oh.
I think my nose is
You
broken.
stupid. I told you to be careful.
Yeah, sure you did. You think I like getting booted in the nose? Look, if you want Diamond so much, you get him yourself.
Maybe you can tell me how you're going to get to Cuba without me?
Huh? Oh. Well, what do you want me to do now?
I still want Diamond.
Yeah, but he jumped the subway train. How am I supposed to find her?
I found out he's got a dame over on Park Avenue. Pick her up, bring her over here.
Pick her up? I'd give you the chair for
I
kidnapping.
use her to get Diamond. Pick her up if you want to get out of the country.
Yeah, but a
Now,
snitch.
Look, I busted you out of the store. I can bust you right back in.
No.
Now, pick her up. Her name is Helen Asher. She lives at 975 Park.
Well, what if someone else is there?
What if there is? You want me to stop over making a fault for bridge? Get him out of the way and bring the dame to me.
Hello, Otis.
Well, Diamond. Lieutenant's been looking all over the city for you.
I bet you've been a nervous wreck.
I wouldn't care if you fell off the George Washington Bridge, Shamus.
Why, Otis? And after all, we've been to each other.
Nuts. You better go on in and see the lieutenant.
Sure. Hey, Sergeant.
Yeah?
When are you going to get some new shoes? If yours turn up any more in front, you'll have to ski to work. Hello, Walt.
Rick, we've been looking all over for you.
Why don't you cops get on the job? It's getting so it isn't safe for a citizen to walk the streets at high noon.
What are you yakking about?
Well, I leave my office to go to see Helen, and some goon tries to hold me up.
Well, you're lucky you didn't get it right then. Do you know who busted out of jail last night?
Go on, scare me.
Charles Walsh. He swore if he ever did bust out, he'd get you.
Wow. That explains something.
Well, what happened?
This character tries to hustle me into a car, so I shoved my foot in his face and beat it into a subway. But it wasn't Walsh.
Might have been Bob Wells. He busted out with him.
I can tell you in a minute. Got a file on him?
Sure. Otis, bring in the file on Bob Wells.
Right away, Lieutenant.
Oh, Walt, do you mind if I use your phone?
Now, go ahead.
I better call Helen. Tell her I'm going to be a little late.
Well, I just talked to her and asked her to have you call.
Where is everybody?
Yes?
Francis?
Oh, Mr. Diamond. Please hurry over here. Something's happened to Miss Asher.
What are you talking about?
Miss Asher's been kidnapped.
What?
Yes, sir. A man came in and made Miss Asher go down to his car at the point of a gun. He also hit me over the head.
Was he a tall man with a scar on his chin?
Yes, sir. That's right.
We'll be right over. Walt, I think the guy that tried to push me around has kidnapped Helen.
Oh, no.
He pulled a gun on her and slugged Francis.
We better get over there.
Now, if Charles Walsh is loose and he's trying to get me, then snatching Helen is a sure way to get me to come around. Hey, where's that file on Bob Wells?
Wait a minute. Otis,
Yeah, Lieutenant.
haven't you got that file on Wells yet?
Yes, sir. Just bringing it in.
Well, step on it. Otis is bringing it in.
Yeah, Lieutenant.
Let me see it.
Hey, now, wait a minute.
Shut up, Otis.
This is the guy, all right. He's the one who tried to pick me up. May I take one of these pictures, Walt?
Sure, but what are you going to do?
I'll see if I can find him. You go on over and talk to Francis. See if this is the same guy who took Helen. I'm going to go down to Skid Row and talk to a wise old owl who knows about things like this. I got out of the 5th Precinct in a hurry and grabbed a cab for Skid Row. I knew an old deadbeat down there who had a line on every crook in the underworld. And there was just a chance he could tell me where Bob Wells was hiding out. His name was Wilbur Truitt, and he hung out in a shabby dive called the Parrot. Hello, Wilbur.
What? Egad, you at the piano, strike up a chorus of My Buddy, for the wandering boy has returned.
Look, Wilbur.
I would rise and bow from the waist as befits the occasion, but I fear that some sterno I accidentally came in contact with has rusted my spine, and I am forced to remain in a sitting position.
I haven't got time to listen to the routine, Wilbur. I'm looking for someone. Here, take a look at this picture. Ever see this guy?
Unless I have my morning constitutional, Buck, I can bring nothing into focus but a large bottle and a straw.
Waiter. Waiter, give me a bottle.
You have arrived in the nick of time. I get that wonderful warm glow when you ask for a whole bottle. A snap comparison would be that of a happy mother smiling blissfully at a nursing babe.
Okay, Wilbur, now tell me, do you know this man?
One sip of strength, and I shall have the eyes of a carrot-stuffed feline. Now, yes, I can see the gentleman clearly. In fact, my vision has so greatly improved it begins to take on the functions of an X-ray. For instance, I can readily perceive that the man in question is addicted to false stimulants, and his low brow and squinty eyes tell me that he is indeed a person of some doubtful character.
You're looking in the mirror.
Yeah?
No, here's this picture.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Bobby Wells. The description is flexible.
Know where I can find him?
Up until yesterday, he was residing at an institution upstate. Sing Sing, I believe. It is very possible that he is hiding out in one of his old haunts on 23rd Street, but I couldn't say for sure.
Oh, why not?
This bottle you purchased entitles you to one of my best guesses. To be absolutely accurate, I would need further inducement. It's the risk, Bucko.
Bring me another jug, bartender.
Ah, bless you. Try looking in a rooming house at 533 West 23rd Street. Now, if you don't mind, I shall forget the necessity for long conversations and begin to concentrate on the work ahead of me. Goodbye, Bucko, and stop in again. Say tomorrow morning if you wake up feeling charitable.
I left Wilbur trying to figure the best way to parlay the 2 bottles and headed for the address he'd given me. It was a typical apartment house of the district, a 4-story building with a high premium insurance policy. I asked the landlady if a Bob Wells lived there, and she told me a man answering his description had taken a room there that morning. She told me he'd gone out a few minutes before, and she let me into his room. I told her to keep a lookout and warn me if he showed. Then I started looking. I tore the place apart, but I didn't come up with a thing. I spotted the phone and started to call Walt, and that's when I saw it. A pad lying by the base of the phone with a heavy imprint left from the writing on the top sheet. I pulled an old trick. I took a pencil and rubbed the lead lightly over the imprint, and up came one telephone number. I dialed it and waited.
Weinberg's Delicatessen.
Oh, is Bob Wells there?
Oh,
Bob Wells.
never heard of him.
Thanks. Well, it's like that. 1 minute you think you got a lead hot enough to melt your change purse, and the next you find yourself looking like a tree surgeon in Death Valley. But in my business, it takes a conventional 3 to strike you out. So I found the address of the delicatessen, and 15 minutes later, I was standing between a smoked herring and a 3-foot salami talking with Mr. Weinberg.
What can I do for you, sir?
Oh, I talked with you, say 20 minutes ago about a Mr. Bob Wells.
Bob Wells? Oh, yes. Never heard of him.
Take a look at this picture. Maybe you know the face and not the name.
It's familiar. Yes, I think I've seen him somewhere.
Think hard now. This is important.
Are you a policeman?
Detective.
Ah.
How about it?
Oh, yeah. So long as you're a cop, sure, I remember him. He came to my store last night. I remember because I had already closed and he kept pounding on the door. Finally, I let him in. He was very rude. He bought a lot of groceries, but very rude.
Have you seen him again?
Sure, he came in this morning about lox and bagels. Still rude.
Where's your phone?
In the back. Has, this Mr. Wells done something?
He left Sing Sing without saying goodbye to the warden.
Ha!
Now, look, I'm going in the back and use your phone. If Wells happens to come in while I'm back there, stall him and come back and tip me off.
I'll do my best. But he better not be rude.
Homicide, Lieutenant Levinson.
Hey, Walt, I'm in a delicatessen over on 24th Street.
Yeah, Rick.
I traced Wells this far, found out he's been buying food here, probably for Walsh.
You think Walsh is hiding somewhere in the neighborhood?
Yeah, that's my guess. They probably took separate places so they could move in a hurry if one hideout got hot.
I'll be over there right away.
Make yourself comfortable, honey, but no yelling, or I'll have to stuff up that pretty mouth.
I don't understand this. Why did you kidnap me?
I've been having a hard time getting in touch with your boyfriend, Diamond. Figure if his girl's in trouble, he'll come looking.
I don't have a boyfriend.
Sure. Play it straight. But you watch. Tonight I call your butler and tell him we got you. If Diamond wants you alive, he comes to a spot I got picked out. And he comes alone.
I don't know any Diamond.
Ain't she cute, Bobby?
Yeah, cute. Want me to fix her so she forgets how to lie?
No, I don't care if she claims Diamond's her uncle. Go on down to Delicatessen and get some food. I'm getting hungry.
Okay. I still think we ought to be getting out of town.
In 1 hour, I call this dame's house. At 12 o'clock, I meet Diamond in the park. Then we get out.
Why do you want to see this Diamond?
Oh, we're old friends, baby. He set me up for life. And he shot my kid brother full of holes. I just want to see that Diamond gets everything that's coming to him.
You talk too much.
You've got some bad habits yourself. Now get that food. And if you're too lazy to walk downstairs, I'll show you a shortcut. 3 floors, straight down. You can jump for it.
Okay.
Good evening, gentlemen. What can Weinberg do for you?
Hey, Lieutenant, that chopped liver sure looks good. Keep your fat hooks off of that, Otis.
Walt,
Oh, yeah, Rick?
back here.
All right.
The storekeeper is watching out for Wells. If he shows, he'll come back here and tip us.
I parked the squad car 2 blocks over. I didn't want Wells or Walsh to think something was up. Where's Otis? Otis!
I'll be right with you, Lieutenant. I'm just buying something to nibble on.
His nibble would grind up a whole cow.
If Wells comes in and spots a cop, he'll take off like a jackrabbit.
Hold it, Walt.
What's the matter?
That guy coming across the street. Looks like Wells.
Oh. Otis, get away from that door.
Huh? I can't hear you, Lieutenant.
Our man's coming in the store. Get away from the door.
He is? You want me to hide?
No, you idiot. Just play it smart like you didn't know him. But get away from the door so he'll come in.
Oh, okay, Lieutenant. Leave it to me.
Walt, duck.
Good evening. What can Weinberg do for you?
I'll have a couple of sandwiches.
Hey, try the salami. It's great.
Huh? Oh, yeah, thanks. Yeah, make it salami.
Coleslaw.
Pickle beer.
Nice night.
Listen to that idiot.
Yeah, sure.
Mustard.
He's doing fine, Walt. Relax.
You live around here?
Huh? No, just seeing a sick friend.
Yeah. Maybe that salami ain't such a good idea if your friend's sick. You know, I had an uncle with ulcers. He couldn't touch the stuff. It's too much garlic.
Ketchup.
No. My friend's got a cold.
Oh, well, then I don't guess it'll hurt him, but you know, the best thing for a cold is good mustard plaster. And now you take the
Here's your
plaster.
sandwiches, sir. 60 cents.
16. Here you are. Thanks.
Hope your friend gets better.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
How did I do, Lieutenant?
Well, one thing is sure. He thought you were too stupid to recognize him. Can you still see him, Rick?
Yeah, he crossed the street and he's starting to walk west.
I'll tell him. He knows you.
Good. When you spot the place, call me here.
Think I should throw a net around the neighborhood?
Not till we spot the hideout.
Right.
Hey, Diamond, they got your girl. How you going to get her out? They'd probably use her for a shield.
That's a good point, Sergeant. And believe me, I've been thinking about it.
Here's the sandwiches.
Swell. Hey, you only got 2.
Oh, there was a cop in the delicatessen.
A cop?
Yeah, big stupid one. Listen, I told him I'm getting food for a sick friend, see, and he starts giving me all kinds
You
of
sure you weren't tailed?
Tailed? No, who tailed me? Cop stayed in the delicatessen.
Okay. Here, honey. Have a sandwich.
I'm not hungry.
Oh. Suit yourself. Here, Bobby.
Oh, thanks. Hey, when are you going to put in that call to this dame's butler?
Right after we eat. Then we go to the park and wait for Mr. Diamond.
Yeah?
I'm in a drugstore across from the building that Wells went in. It's about a block away. Nifty drug. Block west on your side of the street. I'll wait inside.
We'll be right down. Come on, Otis. The lieutenant hasn't spotted.
Okay. Thanks for the bagel, Weinberg.
That's all right, officer. Come back again when you can pay for it.
Come on, Otis. Move your big feet.
Okay. Hey, you got any brilliant ideas how we're going to get Helen out of there in one piece?
No, I gotta admit I'm stuck. Why don't you get that bear trap mind of yours working and make yourself a hero?
Well, maybe we could start a fire in the building and have to come out.
Oh, swell. There's nothing I'd like better than a well-done girlfriend.
Well, I was trying.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute.
What's the matter?
Otis, remind me to kiss you on both cheeks.
Hey, what are you doing? That's a firebox.
I'm turning in an alarm. There.
Oh, we're going to start that fire?
No, but Walsh and Wells won't know there isn't one. When the trucks come and the firemen bust in the place, they'll think it's burning down around their ears.
Yeah, maybe then they won't watch Helen too close, huh?
That's the idea. Well, here's the nifty drugstore.
Yeah.
Rick, I've been worrying about something.
Yeah, I know. How do we get Helen out?
Yeah.
Well, relax. Otis came up with a solution.
Otis?
Yeah, I turned in a fire alarm. And when the trucks get here, you can tell them what's up, and they can go in the building and make like it was on fire.
Well, won't Walsh know it's a phony if he can't smell smoke?
The chief can tell him it's blazing in the basement. When they hit the street, we can get enough firemen to shield Helen and then take Walsh and Wells.
I'll call the precinct and have the block surrounded. We'll need lights if they make a break for it.
Which apartment house are they in?
That one, across the street. After I call the boys, we better go over and find out which room they're in. Quietly clear the rooms on both sides in case the shooting starts before we expect it.
Garlic upsets my stomach.
How about that call?
Yeah, right. What's your phone number, baby?
It's in the book.
Oh, she gonna be trouble, Bobby?
He wants your number. Now, come on, we ain't got all night.
All right. Evergreen 54308.
Oh, that's better. Gotta be more careful, Bobby. Your lip's bleeding.
Yeah. Hey, Walsh, what's that?
Sirens. Maybe that's the cops. If somebody tailed you...
I told you I wasn't tailed. Wait, I'll go see. It's fire trucks. They're coming down a block.
I don't smell no smoke.
Hey, they're pulling up in front of this building. The joint must be on fire. Let's get out of here.
Maybe it's the building next to us.
No, they're bringing the hoses right in front of the door of this joint. I'm getting out.
Sit still. Maybe it ain't a big one. We can't go busting out in the street.
Well, maybe it ain't a big one, but if it is, I don't want to end up like a pound of spare ribs.
Shut her up.
Why, you... All right, now, come on. Hey, what's that?
Yeah, what is it?
Fire department, we're back here in the building.
What are we going to do with the dame?
Shove her in that closet. Just a minute. We'll be right with you.
Hurry up, there's a fire in the basement. It's nearing a gas main. The whole place may go up any second.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, step on it.
Okay.
You better step on it down these stairs.
We can find our way.
Hey, there's a couple of prowl cars.
Yeah. Separate. We'll meet at the other place.
Okay, Walsh, that's far enough. It's the Shamus. Get him, Walsh. Don't reach for it, Walsh.
I owe you something, Diamond.
You all right, Rick?
Yeah, Walsh. He's a worse shot than his brother. Where's Wells?
He made a break for it, but he won't get through.
All right, Wells. You can't get through. Drop your gun.
You won't take me, copper!
Well, that's that. What about Walsh?
He's pretty dead. Come on, I want to find out what happened to Helen. Well, Walt and I went up to the room and found Helen in the closet. We took her downstairs, and she cried a little on my shoulder. I like that. Makes me feel so protective. Walt cleaned things up and dropped Helen and me off at her place. An hour later, Helen got back to normal, and we relaxed on the couch and forgot about Wells and Walsh. How do you feel now, baby?
Better.
Want to get Francis to fix some dinner for you?
Oh, no, I'm not very hungry. You can have some if you want.
No. Want to play some canasta or something?
But you always said it was a bad 200 game.
Yeah, it is. Well, I forgot my jacks.
Silly.
Want a neck?
Ooh, what you said.
Come here.
No.
Helen.
No, I'm mad.
Mad? What for?
Because those two thugs ruined a wonderful evening.
What's the matter? Want me to go?
Oh, you idiot, of course not. I had a big surprise planned.
You did?
Yes. Believe it or not, I had 2 wonderful seats for South Pacific. Now it's too late to go.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, baby. I'd love to have seen it.
Me too.
Well, I'm not exactly Ezio Pinza, but I'll try to make it up to you.
Oh, Rick, that's a wonderful idea.
What'll it be?
Some enchanted evening?
Oh, really? Me.
A some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger. You may see a stranger across a crowded room.
Rick.
What's the matter? I was just trying to make like Pinza.
But, honey, it's safer for you to make like Diamond.
Oh. And somehow you know even then, that somewhere you'll see her again and again.
Oh, you're not Pinza, but it's wonderful.
Thanks.
Some enchanted evening, someone may be laughing. You may hear her laughing across a crowded room.
Oh, Rick.
And night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of her laughter will sing in your dreams.
Rick.
Who can explain it? Who can tell you why?
Ricky.
Fools give you answers wise men never try.
Oh, honey, what's the matter? I was just falling in love with myself.
Come here.
You never let me finish.
Do you mind?
Oh, well, no. And I'm sure Mr. Pinza doesn't either.
You have just heard Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell. Helen was played by Virginia Gregg, Lieutenant Levinson by Ed Begley. Also in our cast were Wilms Herbert, Paul Frees, and Larry Dobkin. Music was under the direction of Frank Worth. Richard Diamond is written by Blake Edwards and directed by William P. Rousseau. Now, this is Eddie King inviting you to be with us again at the same time next week when we will again bring you Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, Private Detective. This program has come to you from Hollywood. This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
Listen while the makers of Rexall drug products and 10,000 independent Rexall family druggists bring you Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, Private Detective. Good evening. This is your Rexall family druggist with especially important news for you. This week's issues of the Saturday Evening Post, Life, Look, Collier's, and the Farm Journal carry a 2-page advertisement on Rexall's famous 1-cent sale that starts October 19th. You'll find 150 guaranteed Rexall products, every one of them offered at 2 for the price of 1 plus a penny. And that's not all. There are 53 other specials too good to miss. So be sure to check this ad on Rexall's big 1-cent sale, and when you see it, remember, you can depend on any drug product that bears the name Rexall. Good health to all from Rexall. Now your Rexall family druggist brings you another half hour with Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell.
Mr. Diamond?
That's right.
How do you do? I'm Roger Renard, real estate.
Well, have a seat.
Thank you. Let's get right to the point.
Suits me. $100 a day plus expenses.
Oh, yes, your fee.
Well, it's not much, but it's all mine, and I love it. What's that racket?
Nothing. Excuse me. Mr. Diamond, I'm being blackmailed.
Well, it happens in the best of families, especially in the best of families.
Mr. Diamond, I'm engaged to marry a very wealthy widow.
What's that clicking? Have you got a wild lifesaver in your mouth?
I have false teeth, Mr. Diamond. Is that so amusing?
When they start making bird calls? Yes.
They're new. Just got them yesterday. Awful nuisance.
Oh, well, you were engaged to some wealthy widow, last I heard.
I don't appreciate your humor, Mr. Diamond. I happen to be very much in love with my fiancée.
Sorry?
It so happens that I dabbled in a rather, shall we say, off-color business in my younger days.
Shall we say what you mean?
Perhaps it would be better, yes. 25 years ago, Mr. Diamond, I became rather discouraged working for a living, especially when I saw less gifted men enjoying the real fruits of life, having some education and a bit of charm. Excuse me again.
You know, if you learned the Morse code on those things, it'd be the life of the party.
Briefly, I courted wealthy women, predominantly widows who sought romance, flattery, etc. I married several times without bothering to obtain divorces in between.
Oh, well, wait until the Reno Chamber of Commerce hears about you.
In due time, the police caught up with me. My accumulated crimes cost me 8 years in jail. But when I was released, I decided to turn my talents toward more legal pursuits.
Glory be, you're saved.
Saved, indeed. Can you imagine what my fiancée would think if she learned of my past? She'd surely suspect my motives. And the irony is that I do love her deeply.
Oh, I see. Well, who's the killjoy that shares your little secret?
Now, that's the puzzle. Nobody in New York knows of my past. I haven't told a soul. But I received this letter in the morning mail. Here. See how smart you are.
He gave me a square white envelope, the dozen for a quarter variety, and I slipped the letter out of it. It was typewritten and point by point looked like a pocket biography of a one-time Casanova. It ended up by ordering Renard to have $100 bill ready that night when someone called Andy would be at his home to pick it up. I relaxed a little. The case began to look like the standard kind of blackmail as found in the detective's manual.
I know you think $100 isn't much.
Well, that all depends how often you have to pay it. I don't suppose you know who Andy is.
I do not.
Oh, well, that makes the next step pretty obvious, Renard. What's your address?
Here's my card. I'll expect you at 9.
Leave a candle in the window.
Uh-oh. Nailed down everything, Lieutenant. It's the shamus.
Why, Sergeant Otis, don't tell me it's you. You've brightened my whole day.
I don't know why, but that's too bad.
Well, the boys in the pool room told me you were drafted. I cashed in all my war bonds. Now I can buy them back.
Otis, stop trying to figure that one out. What's doing, Rick?
Oh, nothing much, Walt. How'd you like to come along with me tonight? Help me wrap up a screwy blackmail deal. Might learn something. It's a new angle.
What's new about blackmail?
Well, the whodunit part in this case. My client doesn't know who's blackmailing him, but some character named Andy is supposed to pick up the cabbage tonight. Want to come along or not?
I'd like to, Mr. Diamond, if the invitation is still open.
Well, that's very nice, Lieutenant Levinson. It's open to you for a nominal fee.
Well, I'm prepared to pay. Oh, hey, cut it out, Rick.
Can I go too, Lieutenant?
Sorry, Otis. This is strictly stag.
Oh, I didn't know. Excuse me.
One moment. Oh, come in, Mr. Diamond. Who is this other gentleman?
Roger Renard, meet Lieutenant Walt Levinson.
The police. Mr. Diamond, I expressly told
Take
you.
it easy, Mr. Renard. I'm here unofficially.
What time is it, Walt?
Nearly 9.
Quiet. I just heard something.
Oh, relax, Walt, relax. Mr. Renard is suffering from a set of mechanized molars.
Oh. Store teeth, huh?
Yes, it has become unbearably embarrassing. Oh, would you gentlemen care for a drink while we're waiting?
I'll take a double of anything.
Oh, I don't think I'll have that.
Go ahead, Walt. Get an unofficial snootful.
Wait. Oh.
Sit tight, Renard. I'll get it.
I'll cover you, Rick, just in case.
A package for Mr. Raynard.
Come right in, Andy.
What do you mean, Auntie? My name's Sheldon. Are you Raynard?
I'm Renard.
Oh, sign here.
I'll sign it, Renard. It looks like straight goods. We're getting anxious.
All right, then. Here.
Here's your package. Keep this side up.
Okay, Sheldon. Sorry for the trouble. Here, catch.
Hey, thanks. Thanks a million.
False alarm. Hey, that's a screwy-looking package. Look at those holes all over the top.
Can't imagine who would be sending me anything.
Why don't you open it as long as we're killing time?
Yes, good. Well, heavy cardboard. There.
Rick, look. It's alive. It's a pigeon.
Oh. All right, you. Talk.
What are you yelling at that bird for?
Well, I thought he might be a stool pigeon.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Gentlemen, look at this nameplate on the bird's leg. Here, underneath the capsule.
Says Andy. That must be the bird's name.
Let me see that box it came in. Yep, there's a note. Listen to this. Mr. Renard, by now you have met Andy, my pigeon. You will please roll the $100 bill very tightly and place it in the capsule attached to Andy's leg. Then simply release him outdoors. Please check your watch, Mr. Renard. If Andy isn't safely home by 9:30, your secret will be turned over to the papers in the morning. You will hear from me again next week. No signature.
How do you like that? You get it, Rick? Andy's a homing pigeon.
Oh, don't explain it, Walt. Just pick out a nice, hard wall for me to knock my conceited head against.
Mr. Diamond, it's almost 9:15. What shall I do?
Well, here's my overpaid opinion, Renard. If you don't pay off, you know what'll happen. If you do pay off, we'll just keep working on the case and hope for the best.
Rick, do you think we could...
Walt, don't say it. The chances of following a pigeon between New York skyscrapers, especially at night, is strictly for radar, something we don't happen to have handy. Well, what's it going to be, Renard?
I'll pay the money, of course. There's no other way. But this will bleed me dry week in, week out.
Well, looks that way.
Well, that will be the end, then. I can't raise that much cash each week. Well, here's the money, Mr. Diamond. Will you gentlemen take care of the details?
There wasn't any use hanging around. Walt drove me home, and I spent the rest of the night dreaming about flying blackmailers. Sure, we could check the delivery outfit that brought the package, but I'd give odds the return address was phony. Come morning, I washed the sour taste out of my mouth with some coffee and went to my office. While I was draping some black crepe around my license, business picked up. A nervous young man walked in, introduced himself as John Miller, hemmed and hawed for a minute, and then blurted out with,
Mr. Diamond, I need your help right away. I'm being blackmailed.
Just because I sat there with my mouth open, he thought I was interested and told me more. He was married, and several years ago, another girl had come along. Nothing serious. The romance had died in a few weeks, but his wife might not understand, and so on and so on.
Mr. Diamond, why are you staring at me that way?
Who is blackmailing you?
What's the strangest part? I don't know.
Oh, don't sit there and lie to me. You've got to know. Blackmail means that somebody has got... Oh, never mind.
Oh, there's one thing, though. Tonight at 9 o'clock, someone named Andy will be...
Andy? Oh, no. No.
Before we continue with the adventures of Richard Diamond, here's a lady with a question for our Rexall family druggist.
I want to know more about the ad on Rexall's 1-cent sale.
Well, ma'am, the ad appears in this week's Life, Look, Collier's, the Saturday Evening Post, and the Farm Journal. 2 big pages crammed with 150 guaranteed Rexall products. Every one of them offered to you during Rexall's famous 1-cent sale at 2 for the price of 1, plus a penny.
Golly, what an opportunity to save.
And that's not all. The ad also lists 53 other specials that can help you cut your cost of living to a minimum. Now, in front of every item, there's a little square so you can check what you need in advance.
I can use the ad as a shopping list.
That's exactly what we intend it to be. It's your big chance to stock up for months in advance. Because on October 19th, the starting date of Rexall's 1-cent sale, you double your buying power simply by adding a penny.
Where did you say the ad appears?
In this week's Collier's, Look, Life, Saturday Evening Post, and Farm Journal. Look for it. And remember, you can depend on any drug product that bears the name Rexall.
And now back to tonight's adventure with Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell.
So it had come to me, as it must to all private detectives. A strange little voice inside my head began nagging.
Get out of this business while you still have all your marbles. Get into something sensible, like taming python.
It wasn't enough to have one client being blackmailed by someone he didn't know. A second guy has to walk in with the same routine. And the payoff was that a certain miserable homing pigeon called Andy had a feather in the pie. A foul, that Andy. After a while, my second client, Miller, began to fidget in his seat. Probably because I began sharpening my letter opener.
Mr. Diamond, do you feel all right?
Oh, yes, I feel great, simply great. Just keep me away from open windows.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, forget it. Now, let's see now. You're being blackmailed, but you don't know by whom. And a certain Andy will be at your office by 9 o'clock tonight to pick up the money.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, well, now, Miller, I'll be kind. I won't tell you who Andy is right now. First of all, you tell me, do you know Roger Renard?
Roger Renard?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't believe so.
Now, think hard, Miller. Small guy, bright blue eyes, cultured voice.
No, I don't know anyone like that. Who is he?
Well, he happens to be in the same hole you are. Andy paid him a visit last night.
Really?
Yeah. This is bargain basement day in blackmail.
Well, what do you know? Let me think. Renard.
Now, look, I got a better idea. You just sit tight and leaf through my collection of unpaid bills. It'll keep your mind off your own worries. Oh, there's got to be an answer to this.
Hello?
Renard, this is Diamond. Can you get to my office in 15 minutes?
Of course. Has anything happened?
Don't ask.
But,
Just hurry. There'll be a diagram for you when you get here. When Roger Renard arrived, I introduced him and revealed my last hope. Somewhere there had to be a familiar connection between Miller and Renard. A familiar place, a mutual friend. Well, they finally caught on and began playing the game known as Haven't I Met You Somewhere Before?
Now, let's see, Miller. Were you in Kansas in the winter of 1942? I had a dear lady friend there at the time, name of Sophie Holloway.
Never been in Kansas. I spent 2 years in Seattle, 1938-39.
No, never had the pleasure of being in Seattle. Pardon me. Bad job done on my new teeth. Oh. Now, about New York. Ever frequented...
And so it went on and on. If these guys had been stranded on a desert island 20 feet square, they probably never would have bumped into each other. But the fact remained. Somebody knew about the past of both and was using the same technique to blackmail them. An hour and 3 aspirins later, my head began to feel like a ping-pong ball being smacked from Miller to Renard, from Renard to Miller, from Miller...
I've done my best to stay away from physical exertion, and I must say that I've been rather successful at it. The devil take these artificial bicuspids. I go to all the expense of having New York's best oral surgeon work on my mouth, and then some incompetent dentist can't turn out a proper fitting denture. Well, we're not getting any place. I have an appointment in 2 minutes. You learn anything new, Mr. Diamond, you'll be sure to call me, won't you? If something doesn't happen soon, I just don't know.
No, don't worry, Roger. We'll catch the culprit, or my name isn't... well, it doesn't make any difference anyway.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Diamond.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Renard. That guy was driving me crazy with that clack-clack of his teeth. You think an oral surgeon with Cutler's reputation would recommend a competent dentist to his patients? I thought he was great.
Yeah, sure. Now, look, Miller, isn't there anything else I can do for you? Find out who stole your yo-yo in 1922, or maybe get
Look, just find out who's blackmailing me, Diamond. I haven't slept in days.
I know. Somehow I feel that soon you won't be alone.
If you could only find out where that pigeon is.
Hello, Pigeon.
Oh, Rick, what are you doing here in the middle of the afternoon?
Oh, I'm looking for a place to hide, Helen, dear. Can I borrow your closet?
Hide from what?
Pigeons, false teeth.
A pigeon with false teeth?
No, dear. A client with false teeth. The pigeon's blackmailing him.
Oh, a stool pigeon.
No, I tried that. This pigeon flies.
He has a plane?
Honey, this is a real pigeon with wings yet. You know, like this.
Oh, just lie down on the couch and take it easy. You must be working too hard.
I don't want to lie down.
You want to fly.
No.
Well, make up your mind.
Well, I'm trying to tell you why I came over. Two guys who never saw each other are being blackmailed.
By a pigeon?
Yes.
The same pigeon?
Yes.
And it flies?
Yes, and it goes coo, 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 brr, coo, coo.
Are you sure you wouldn't like to lie down?
No, I just want some peace and quiet so I can figure this thing out.
Rick, darling, at least try and take it easy. Now, come on. Nothing's that bad. Smile for Helen.
Smile?
Oh, come on. Let's see your pearly teeth. I said, let's see your pearly teeth.
Helen, that's it.
That's wonderful. Now, how about a nice cool drink?
No, listen. Renard said he went to New York's best oral surgeon. Later, Miller said an oral surgeon with Dr. Cutler's reputation should have recommended a competent dentist.
And he was probably right. Now, why don't you just try?
How did Miller know Renard was talking about Dr. Cutler?
Ouija board?
Because Miller must have been treated by Dr. Cutler, too, and knows he's the best oral surgeon in New York. Helen, I gotta make a phone call. I grabbed a phone book, looked up the office of Dr. Cutler, oral surgeon, then called Walt. 20 minutes later, I met the good lieutenant on the 10th floor of an office building on Madison Avenue. Walt assigned Otis to guard duty outside of Dr. Cutler's office. His orders were to trip any guy in a white smock that seemed in a hurry to take the day off. Walt and I agreed to underplay our police affiliations just in case he were wrong. Then we went in. We slowed up when a white mountain of a woman stood up from her desk and announced she was Miss Barrows, Dr. Cutler's nurse. Could have fooled me. From the size of her, Notre Dame could have used her last week.
What seems to be the trouble, gentlemen?
Well, it's somewhat important, Miss Barrow. We'd like to see Dr. Cutler as soon as possible. My name's Diamond.
I see. In just a moment.
Yes, Miss Barrow.
Doctor, there's a Mr. Diamond and his friend here to see you. They say it's urgent.
Thank you. I'll be right out.
Won't you sit down?
No, thanks. We'll stand.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hello, Doctor.
How do you do? What seems to be the trouble?
May we go into your office, Doctor?
Oh, yes, of course. Go right in. Miss Barrow, are those X-rays ready on that impacted molar?
I'll have a look, Doctor.
Thank you. Now, gentlemen.
The doctor was an old, red-faced gentleman with puzzled blue eyes. As tactfully as I could, I told him about Renard and Miller, and the fact that they were in trouble. He remembered them.
Oh, yes, Mr. Diamond. I removed Mr. Renard's teeth last month. As for Mr. Miller, he was in just last week.
The rest of it is pretty blunt, Dr. Cutler. Both of these men are being blackmailed by the same party. And it just so happens, Doctor, that you are the only acquaintance they have in common.
What? Now, look here, young
Don't
man.
get excited, Doc. Rick isn't accusing you. We just have to check these things.
I realize that. I think my position and past record in dental surgery are proof enough. If you care to see a statement of income from my practice, plus stock dividends, you'll see how foolish...
Yeah, Doc, you're right. Rick, it just doesn't figure, not for a lousy couple of $100.
No, I know, Walt. It sure looks that way. But if this isn't the end of the line, we'll be on this sleigh ride forever. Dr. Cutler, is there anyone else in your office who gets to know the patients well?
Just myself and Miss Barrow. She's the nurse who's outside. I could call her in.
No. In a minute, Doctor. Does she just answer the door and take temperatures, or what?
Oh, no, of course not. Miss Barrow is a registered nurse and a trained anesthetist.
You mean she gives your patients Novocaine? Is that it, Doc?
Novocaine, yes, in some cases. For specific cases, we must use a more general anesthetic like sodium pentothal or gas, or sometimes...
Doctor, isn't sodium pentothal sometimes called the truth serum?
Yes, in narcosynthesis. It's sometimes used in psychiatric treatment. Some patients will answer any question truthfully under the influence of sodium pentothal. See, it weakens the conscious will and...
The X-rays are ready, Doctor.
That's Miss Barrow now. I'll call her.
No. Don't do it, Doctor. Stall her. Just ask her to wait outside.
I don't understand, but very well. One moment, Miss Barrow.
What are you going to do, Rick?
Doctor, I want you to pretend that I'm an emergency case. Must be treated at once. Can you?
Of course, but...
Now, can you have your nurse give me something harmless instead of pentothal?
Well, yes. Distilled water could be substituted.
Well, we're in business. Walt, you make like the old friend who came along for laughs.
Uh-huh.
Now, Doctor, call Miss Barrow in and turn her loose on me.
Just relax in the chair, Mr. Diamond. There's nothing to worry about.
Oh, I hope not. My whole mouth feels like it's burning.
I'll have to strap your hand down for the pentothal injection.
This won't take long, will it?
You won't feel a thing. Now, there's the tourniquet. Now we're ready.
Well, let's get it over with.
Very soon, Mr. Diamond. Very soon. You're getting drowsy now. Very tired, aren't you? You can talk, Mr. Diamond. Patients often talk away their troubles while I take care of them.
Oh, yes, talk away troubles.
It's up to you, of course. But if you want to get anything off your conscience, why, just go ahead.
Oh, wonderful.
Everybody has something that's bothering them. Something they're ashamed of.
Ashamed? Oh.
You can tell me.
Ashamed of... ashamed.
Yes, go on.
I used to steal money from a friend of mine. Was a wonderful guy. Big, fat, but dumb from the word go. I'd steal him blind. His watch, his cash. He never knew what was happening.
That was terrible of you, wasn't it? What's his name?
Levinson. Walt Levinson. Oh, but then
Yes, I'm listening.
Well, then he became a policeman, a lieutenant. One night he caught me stealing. I had to kill him. He was going to arrest me.
And you escaped?
Yes, escaped. But his ghost haunts me. In fact, Lieutenant Walt Levinson is sitting in the next room, badge and all. Okay, Miss Barrow, we've all heard enough. Andy's going to miss you. Come on, Walt.
What? Why, you...
All right, lady, hold it.
Watch out, Walt. Walt ducked just in time to miss being scalded by the boiling pan of surgical instruments. But it gave her enough time to run out of the office. I had just freed myself when I heard a scream from the hall. Walt and I rushed out there and found Otis helping Miss Barrow to her feet.
Gee, miss, I'm sorry I tripped you, but you was wearing a white smock and I got mixed up. I'm sorry, honest I am.
Shut up, Otis.
What?
Otis, I don't know what to say. You doing this? Otis, you... Oh, Otis, you are without a doubt.
You feel better? All calmed down?
Oh, sure.
No more problems?
Not a single one.
How's the pigeon?
Oh, we found him over at a nurse's house.
He was staying with the nurse?
In the garage, yes. Had a friend there, too. The nurse worked for Dr. Cutler, an oral surgeon.
Well, I thought you said your client was the one with the false teeth.
Oh, that's right.
Then what was the matter with the pigeon?
Nothing. He was just a little tired from making all those trips with that money tied to his leg.
Why don't you sing something?
All right. It's wonderful. It's marvelous. You should care for me. Soft night. Paradise, what I love to see. You've made my life so glamorous. You can't blame me for feeling amorous. Oh, it's wonderful. It's marvelous. That that you should care for me. Well, honey, how was that?
Oh, fine. Fine.
I don't even think you were listening.
Rick, about the pigeon and what you said about money tied to his leg and...
Come here.
Now, wait a minute. I'm confused.
Come here.
You said that you had a client who... He had false teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And a pigeon with money.
Still confused?
Uh-huh. Confuse me some more.
Again, here's your Rexall family druggist.
You listeners will have at least one of these magazines in your home this week. Life, Look, Collier's, the Saturday Evening Post, or the Farm Journal. Pick it up and turn the pages till you come to the 2-page ad on Rexall's 1-cent sale that starts October 19th. Take a long look at this opportunity to buy twice as much for just a penny more, because this ad lists 150 guaranteed Rexall products, all offered at 2 for the price of 1 plus a penny. In addition, there are 53 other sales specials you can't afford to miss. So check this ad on Rexall's big 1-cent sale, and remember, starting October 19th and continuing through October 23rd, you can buy twice as much for just a penny more.
Good health to all from Rexall. Richard Diamond, Private Detective, stars Dick Powell in the title role and was written by Joe Morheim and Hal Bloom and edited by Blake Edwards, with music by Frank Worth. Dick Powell's soon-to-be-released picture is the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer production, Right Cross, in which he co-stars with June Allison and Ricardo Montalban. Featured in tonight's cast were Ted Osborne, Wilms Herbert, Arthur Q. Bryan, Bob Sweeney, D.J. Thompson, and Virginia Gregg. Richard Diamond, Private Detective, is produced and directed in Hollywood by Jaime Del Valle. This is Bill Foreman inviting you to join us next week at this same time when we will again bring you Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, Private Detective. Check the double-page ad in this week's Life, Look, Collier's, Saturday Evening Post, and Farm Journal on Rexall's 1-cent sale that starts October 19th. Mark the date on your calendar. It's your chance to buy 2 top-quality, guaranteed Rexall products for the price of 1 plus the penny. Hear a thrilling police drama on Dragnet tomorrow night on NBC. Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell.
Well, are you, Mr. Diamond?
Oh, my goodness, yes. Come right in.
My name is Wolf.
Unofficially, so is mine. Sit down.
Thank you.
Oh, no, my pleasure. You must get a dividend from the Nylon company. Be terrible if there was a shortage.
I'm well stocked.
Yeah. What can I do for you?
Start by calling me Edna.
Then what?
I'd like you to follow my husband.
As a detective or a replacement?
I think he's been seeing another woman.
Why? Have you been running around the house in a diving suit and swim pins?
I've always tried to keep myself attractive for my husband, Mr. Diamond.
Well, then if your husband is seeing another woman, Mrs. Wolf, it's got to be an optometrist assistant.
Thank you.
you. I think you and I are going to get along just fine.
Well, now that we're all agreed, tell me some more about your husband. What makes you think there's another woman?
Usual thing. The way he's been acting. Business appointments every evening.
Nothing else?
You received a call late this afternoon. I listened in on the extension. It was a woman.
She called the house?
George was very unhappy about it, warned her never to do it again.
She give a name?
She said, "This is Nancy. I must see you here tonight at 8 o'clock.
She didn't say where here was, did she?
No, George seemed to understand. Probably her apartment.
Probably.
If he's seeing another woman, I want a divorce, Mr. Diamond.
And you need grounds.
Yes.
100 a day in expenses, Mrs. Wolf.
Edna.
It's still 100 a day in expenses.
Here's 200. I hope that's enough of a retainer.
Oh, that'll keep me interested for quite a while. Now, tell me, what does your husband do? I mean his business.
He's in steel.
How much in?
Very much. He's vice president of his company.
What does he look like?
Here's a picture of him.
Well, I'll start right away and see what I can find out for you, Mrs.
Edna.
Yeah. Well, look, after I found out just how unfair your husband's treating you, I might lend you my shoulder to cry on. And I'd just about have to call you Edna then, wouldn't I? By 7 o'clock, I was standing across the street from her house waiting for her wandering husband. By 7:30, a man stepped out on the sidewalk and hailed a cab. I recognized him from the photograph as George Wolfe, and I started the tale, following him east across town to an apartment house on 47th Street. By the time I got in the lobby, it was deserted. A list of names on the mailboxes showed the only girl named Nancy in the building was a Nancy Fowler. So I headed for her apartment. Her door was at the far end of the hall, and I was halfway to it when George Wolfe bounded out and ran right into me.
Let me go. Take your hands off of me.
You forgot to close the door.
Get out of my way.
What's the matter, friend? You look like you ran into a yard full of snakes.
Will you get out of my way, or must I use force?
Well, use all you like, but I think you better go back and close the door.
No.
Yes.
Stop it. You can't do this to me.
Well, I hope you aren't always this wrong.
No. Please.
Now get in the room. Oh, swell. No wonder you took off like that.
I didn't kill her. I swear I didn't kill her.
Nancy Fowler?
Yes, I guess so.
You guess so?
Well, this is Miss Fowler's apartment, but I've never seen Nancy Fowler before in my life.
There was a .38 revolver lying next to the dead girl, so I took out my own gun and covered Wolf while I called Lieutenant Levinson of homicide to get right over. Wolf yelled, screamed, and pleaded, and even offered me a nice fat bribe. But we waited for Fatty Levinson and his squad of New York's finest. He finally arrived, but New York's finest was poorly represented.
Hello, Shamus. In trouble again, huh?
Walt, did you have to bring Otis?
I promised he hasn't used the siren in 4 days. Who's this guy?
George Wolfe. Caught him running out of the door.
Well, Mr. Wolf, what about it?
I had nothing to do with it, but I'm not saying any more until I see my lawyer.
He was crying all over the place before you got here, Walt. Claimed he got a call from a Nancy Fowler who asked him to come up here.
That's the truth, Lieutenant. She said she had something important to tell me.
Says he never even heard of Nancy Fowler before the call.
That also is the truth. When I came to the apartment, I found her lying just as you see her.
How'd you get in the door?
She told me she'd leave it open for me to walk right in.
Well, it came out the back just below the shoulder blades, Lieutenant.
You on the gun, Mr. Wolf?
I refuse to answer any more questions.
Okay, take him down to the car, Otis.
Come on, you.
Rick, just how did you happen to be in this building at this particular time?
Well, I was hired by that guy's wife, the tail M. He was supposed to be playing illegal footsies with a female named Nancy.
The dead girl?
Well, the wife just knew the first name was Nancy. The girl who's supposed to live here is named Nancy. Nancy Fowler. I've never seen her before. Maybe the dead girl is one and the same.
Well, I'll get an identification and have the gun checked by ballistics. In the meantime, I'm going to give this apartment a good going over.
Mind if I help?
Now, what kind of an answer do you expect to that? You will anyway.
He was so right. We started going over the apartment room by room, closets, drawers, everything. In 10 minutes, the coroner and the boys from the lab arrived, and in the bedroom, Walt found something.
Take a look at this.
Ah, jewelry box. Hey.
Pretty expensive.
Regal Jewelers. Very classy establishment. There's a card in the box.
For my darling love, George. And the guy said he never saw her before. If this is his handwriting, he's as good as strapped in the chair.
Well, it looked as if my client, Mrs. Wolfe, had a killer for a husband. But a couple of small items still worried me. So I left Walt and went downstairs to find the switchboard operator.
Oh, are you with the police?
I just left them. Tell me, dear, do you keep a list of the calls that are made through the switchboard?
Sure, it costs the tenants 10 cents a call.
May I see the list?
Yeah, I guess so. Here, handsome.
Gee, Nobody's called me that since I had long blonde curls and a gold yo-yo. I looked over the list of telephone calls and found the ones made by Nancy Fowler during the past 3 or 4 days. The last call listed from her apartment had been made at 7:45 that evening to a familiar telephone number. The same number Mrs. Wolfe had given me when she left my office earlier. I left for the home of Mrs. Edna Wolfe.
Yes? Oh, Mr. Diamond, you shouldn't come here. What if my husband...
Your husband's spending the night out.
What?
In a cell, all alone.
Oh, you'd better come in. Now, what in the world are you talking about?
And it looks as if your husband killed a girl this evening.
Oh, no.
That's the way it looks.
Oh, please, sit down, Mr. Diamond.
Thanks. I caught him running out of the girl's apartment, forced him back, and found the girl shot to death on the floor.
Nancy Fowler?
Yes, I think so. It was her apartment. The police are making identification now.
Oh, it's just terrible. I wonder why he did it.
Were you here in the house at 7:30 this evening?
But no, I was with a friend until about 8:30.
Well, a call was made to your house from Nancy Fowler's apartment. She was charged for it, so the call was completed.
But she probably talked to George.
Your husband swears he didn't know the girl. Claims he got a phone call, and she asked him to come right over. That she had something to tell him.
He knew her all right. You remember, I told you I overheard them talking.
Your husband own a gun?
Well, yes, I believe so.
You know what caliber?
No, I don't know anything about guns.
A bracelet was found in the dead girl's apartment. The card with it was signed Love, George.
It looks pretty bad, doesn't it?
If it's his handwriting, it does.
Well, I guess he deserves it, but I'll call our lawyer and see what can be done.
I'll keep in touch, Mrs. Wolfe.
I hope you will. Just because the case is finished.
Well, there are still a few things that bother me, so I'll just kind of keep looking around until I'm satisfied.
You mean you think maybe my husband didn't kill the girl?
There's an awful lot of evidence that he did, but there's still a motive to be found. You've got the grounds you wanted, so from here on in, anything I do for you or your husband will be on my own time.
Anything you do for my husband, I'll be glad to pay for.
Oh, well, now that's real nice. Well, I'll take a run down at the precinct and let you know what the lieutenant has found out. Good night, Mrs. Wolfe.
Still can't get used to Edna?
It'll take a while.
Thought you'd be in bed by now, Rick.
My landlord short-sheeted me. What did you find out, Walt?
The dead girl was Nancy Fowler.
Figured.
And George Wolfe did do the killing.
His gun?
Yeah, we checked the registration. His gun, his fingerprints on it, his handwriting on the note in the jewelry case.
What does he say about the bracelet and the note?
He bought it all right. We checked. Regal Jewelers. Says it was for his wife. You expect him to say something different?
No. What's the motive?
We'll find it. Probably another man.
Here's the report on the dead girl, Lieutenant.
Well, isn't it a little late for you, Otis? Why aren't you out flying around some belfry?
He's picking on me again, Lieutenant. Maybe you'd like me to tell him about the time I caught you sleeping in the attic hanging by your toes. Oh, not you too, Lieutenant.
Otis, I hear you've been picking up some extra money posing for Charles Adams.
I don't have to take this. I know my rights, and I ain't no bat. Here's something on the dead girl. She works at the Gilded Cage, a nightclub owned by Eddie Young.
Eddie Young. Well, here's a nice little fella. He'd set fire to his grandmother if he thought it was too cold in the room.
We'll have a talk with him tomorrow.
Well, I guess I better be going.
Sure. See you later.
Yeah, I could sure use some sleep.
Yeah. And, Rick, when you get over to Eddie Young's club, give him my best.
Smarty. The Gilded Cage, where Eddie Young ruled as proprietor and keeper for his flock of hired gorillas, was only about 6 blocks away, so I decided to walk it. But like always, I start in one direction and end up getting sidetracked.
Keep walking, Diamond. Don't turn around.
You caught me when I'm right in the mood.
You turn around, I shoot you.
What's the matter? Don't you want me to spot your Tony?
Over to that car.
Okay. Quit poking. Your muzzle's cold.
You drive. I'll get in the back.
Well, I forgot my glasses. Can't see 3 feet without them.
Get in.
And I have a restricted driver's license.
You want it right here?
I can wait. Where to?
Just start driving and don't turn around.
We headed east across town with a gun pointed at my neck. I tried to get a look at the guy in the rear vision mirror, but he was sitting too far to one side. I didn't know where we were headed, but I had a pretty good hunch why we were going there.
Turn right. And take it a little slower. I don't want to have to shoot a cop.
Well, if we're headed for the river, I've seen it.
From the bottom?
Don't you think we'd better stop at a bathhouse or something?
I know a spot where you can go in, clothes and all.
Okay. But if there's anything I hate, it's getting my money wet.
Turn right again.
We were headed for a cross street. I could only turn right or left. A big warehouse was dead ahead. I eased down on the gas and we picked up speed as we neared the intersection. As I started to make the turn, I stamped down on the gas hard and at the same time threw myself toward the floorboard. His gun went off so close to my ear, I felt like my head had split wide open. Then we hit the building. We had hit the building and pushed our way halfway through the brick wall. I was still on the floor, and the motor had been shoved through the firewall and was jammed into the front seat where I had been sitting a minute before. My friend with the gun was stretched out over the top of the seat, his legs resting on the horn and his shoulders through the windshield. I sat up, rolled him off the horn. He was very dead. Before a crowd could collect, I climbed out and got to a phone, called Walt.
Are you sure you're all right, Rick?
Yeah, I can hear things better now.
They just said the other guy's dead.
Very, I recognized him, too. Gus Winkler.
Holy cow. You know who he's working for now?
No?
Eddie Young.
Oh, that's it. Well, don't pick Young up, Walt. I know a few things I haven't told you about, and this almost puts a cinch on it. I want to talk to Young, and then I'll be down to see you.
But if Young tried to have you killed...
Oh, if he did, you can't prove it. Not yet, anyway, so sit tight. And when I get there, I'll show you how to catch a killer.
You going someplace, chum?
Yeah, right through that door, chum.
That's Mr. Young's office. Maybe he don't want to see you.
Maybe he don't. He's going to be disappointed.
You ain't going in there, chum.
You see? Everybody gets disappointed sooner or later, chum.
Yeah, what... Aren't you in the wrong room?
That's what your boy outside thought. I changed his mind.
Are you sure you ain't looking for Bellevue, Shamus? You're kind of a mess.
One of your boys, Gus Winkler, tried to give me swimming lessons. You can claim his body at the morgue.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Somebody else who works for you got killed tonight, too.
Yeah? Who?
Nancy Fowler.
What?
Oh, come on, Eddie. I couldn't stand it if you started crying.
Who killed her?
The police are holding a man named George Wolfe. Know him?
No, I don't know him, but Nancy's talked about him a couple of times.
Hey, boss, that guy just...
Forget it, Lou.
Well, look, boss, you...
Forget it, will you? Go on, beat it.
Okay.
You know, Shamus Lou's a pretty big boy for you to go pushing around. He's liable to stay mad.
So Nancy said she knew this George Wolfe.
That's right. Ritual guy, from the way she talked, she was taking him. Good.
Where were you between 7 and 8 this evening?
Right here in this office. I got witnesses.
Oh, I'll bet you have. Okay, Eddie, I'll see you around. I left the office knowing how close I was to the whole answer and called Walt at the precinct. I told him to meet me up the block from the Gilded Cage, and 10 minutes later he pulled the squad car off the curb and I climbed in.
You find out anything?
Yeah, but I have to know one thing first. What time was Nancy Fowler killed?
Coroner's report puts it at 7:30.
Well, that ties it.
Now, would you mind telling me what it's all about?
I'll do better than that, Walt. I'll show you. But we've got to wait until Eddie Young leaves the cafe and goes home. It was around 12:30 and we settled back to wait. And with an impatient cop sitting next to me, it wasn't easy. Around 1 in the morning, a boy brought Eddie Young's convertible up in front. We watched Eddie climb in. Okay, Walt, tail him. We stayed close, following Eddie Young across town until he pulled up in front of his apartment and turned into the basement garage. Give me 5 minutes, Walt. Then come on up to Young's apartment.
Why can't I go now?
Because what I'm about to do isn't quite legal, and I couldn't stand seeing you blush. Hold it, Eddie.
Hey, what's going on?
One yell and I'll kill you.
Look. Diamond. Now, put away that gun, will you? What do you want?
Let's go up to your apartment. But please believe me, Eddie. I'll do something bad if you get out of line. We rode the elevator up to Eddie's 8th-floor apartment. I shoved him in the door ahead of me and then made sure there was no one else around to give me any trouble.
All right. What do you want?
Pick up that phone.
Okay, take it easy. Well, who do you want me to call?
This number and hurry. I'll tell you what to say.
Okay, I don't get this. Evergreen Street.
What's the matter? Don't you like that number, Eddie?
I don't even know the number.
Come and dial it quick.
Okay.
And when you get an answer, just say, "This is Eddie. Get right over here. I got to see you." You look, Eddie. I'm going to hold this barrel right between your eyes so you can see it coming if you make a mistake.
I won't make a mistake. Hello. This is Eddie. Yeah, get right over here. I got to see you. I can't talk. Goodbye. Okay, now, will you take that gun away?
You look a little worried.
What have I got to be worried about? I don't know who I was talking to.
That should be the law, Eddie.
What is this, Diamond?
I'm sorry I can't show you right now. Good night, Eddie.
Wait a minute.
Come on in, Walt.
You said 5 minutes. Holy smoke, what happened to him?
I just put him to sleep. Stay that way for a while.
Now, Rick, you've got to tell me what's going on.
I told you I'd show you. Now go on in the kitchen and see if you can find some ketchup.
Ketchup?
Yeah, then bring it out here and pour it all over Young.
Have you lost your mind?
Walt, yeah, I want him to make him look like he's bleeding. Now go find the ketchup or I'll just have to cut his throat. Walt found the ketchup and under protest poured it over the unconscious Eddie Young. Then I made sure the door was unlocked and we went out in the hall to wait.
Please, Rick, what is this?
It's the same way Nancy Fowler killing was framed, only she was really killed. Right, elevator.
Okay, I'll play along with it.
Let's go, Walt. All right, hold it, Miss Wolf.
Oh, Mr. Diamond, he's dead. He's dead. His hair is all covered with blood.
Why did you kill him?
Kill him? I didn't kill him. I just got here.
Who let you in?
He told me the door would be open.
I didn't know you knew Eddie Young.
Well, yes, I know him. He's an old friend.
What? This is Lieutenant Levinson, Mrs. Wolf. He's the man who arrested your husband for the murder of Nancy Fowler.
Lieutenant, I swear I didn't kill Eddie.
Looks bad, Mrs. Wolf.
I didn't. Why would I want to kill Eddie?
Well, why would your husband want to kill Nancy Fowler?
I don't know. What has that got to do with this?
You told me you didn't know Nancy Fowler.
I didn't.
You know Eddie. Nancy worked for Eddie.
Well, I didn't know it. I didn't know Eddie that well.
You said a girl called your husband and said her name was Nancy.
Yes, that's right.
You told me you didn't know her last name, and yet when I came over and told you your husband had just killed a girl, you asked me if it was Nancy Fowler.
That's a lie.
You said that Nancy phoned your husband that afternoon.
She did. I swear
And yet
did.
Nancy Fowler's hotel switchboard has no record of a call being made to your phone any time in the afternoon.
They made a mistake.
But at 7:45, a call was made from Nancy's apartment to your phone number.
Then she must have called my husband again.
According to the coroner's report, Nancy Fowler was dead at 7:30.
Oh,
Mrs. Wolf, I can swear your husband didn't go into that building until 8 o'clock. I was following him.
doesn't make any difference what Eddie did.
Did Eddie kill the girl?
Yes. I called my husband. I wanted to get a divorce.
And his money at the same time.
Eddie knew Nancy, so we decided she'd be the one. She let Eddie in. He made her call my husband. Then he shot her.
The gun and the bracelet. You just took them out of your husband's dresser drawer and planted them in Nancy's apartment.
Yes. I found the bracelet in the drawer with the gun. I guess my husband was going to surprise me. Eddie! Eddie is moving! Oh, Eddie, darling.
What happened?
You're hurt. You're bleeding.
Bleeding?
Stay still until we can call it.
Wait a minute, will you? What is this stuff? This isn't blood. I'm covered with ketchup.
Ketchup! Ketchup! Why, you dirty no-good! Eddie, we've been framed!
Framed?
They're all yours, Walt.
Why?
Good night, Mrs. Oh, I guess now is as good a time as any. Good night, Ed. Helen? It's Rick, honey.
Oh, isn't that sweet? I was just dreaming. Rick, it's 4 a.m. Where are you?
Well, I'm helping Walt close up the Gilded Cage.
Helping Walt close up the what?
The Gilded Cage. Nightclub.
I hear music.
Bud and his accordion will love you.
Are you drinking?
Honey, I'm with the police force.
What was that?
Well, that was Walt. He said, Rick.
You stood me up this evening.
Well, I'm going to make up for it, honey. Listen. Okay, 1, 2.
Richard Diamond, Private Detective, stars Dick Powell in the title role and was written by Blake Edwards with music composed and conducted by Frank Worth. This is Bill Foreman speaking. Richard Diamond, Private Detective is transcribed in Hollywood by Jaime Del Valle.